for this intergenerational bonding and sharing of cultural information, but we were not conscious of it. Here we are on lockdown from in I know how much years, mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, and sometimes granny in the same house with all of that knowledge to share. But we are quarreling about with the on lockdown. And one of the things, yeah, we are quarrel because one of the things that we know about our culture, and sometimes we forget it, is how we can um take heartburn, take kin teeth and keep a heartburn.
Take kin teeth and
Take kin teeth and keep a heartburn. You
keep
think you have
on.
me on lockdown? Make I show you what I can do with this lockdown. I can teach my children
Mhm,
things that they did not
mhm.
know. We can go outside and make hella top, hella bottom, and enjoy the hallelujah in the middle.
Amen.
Part of our culture is that we take every mountain and go on like say we are mountain goat. We just jump over it. Yes, we just jump over it. And we need to remind ourselves that
Mm,
this is who we are. That
that's
can't
right.
be post nothing. It can't be post colonial. It can't be post emancipation. It can't be post independence because them post they have a rotten. It has to be at the core of who we are that we carry it wherever we go. Look, man, how we build the Panama Canal, and we lay railways in a Costa Rica. When I discovered that Jamaicans lay the railways in a Uruguay, me nearly fall off of my chair. And this is what going to festivals and meeting other storytellers and exchanging your stories allow us to do. Because the stories aren't all about a Nancy, as
Mm,
wonderful as a Nancy is, Fiona.
mhm,
The story is
mhm.
about how your mother meet your father,
That's right. That's right.
right?
Word.
Based on how my father met my mother, I have a whole history of the fashion of that
Would
time. Because my older father said, are the shoes we him have on dazzle my mother
and that
eye.
attractive.
Yes, because them used to have some shoes named two-tone shoes. Yes,
Two
half of the shoes
juice.
are one color and half of the other color, and that was high
And it
fashion for
must
the man
shine.
them.
And
Yes,
then go see where it shine.
oh boy, black and white, tan and brown, this and something. And Mr. Johnny Swear said that is all Miss Pearl was looking at. What a out
Go see
all
the
man.
shoes.
So I have an idea of the fashion and the frilly front. So
The
when we
frill.
say how did our parents meet,
Mm-hmm.
we are locating ourselves in a time in history, in our social and cultural development. Our family stories are extremely important. But once you know how your parents met, you can then ask how did their parents meet, and so on. And so, as far back as you can go, and by the way, RGD has helped me to go as far back as 1805 with my
Oh,
family history. Big up
wow.
RGD. Me
Wow.
know which ship my great
Mm,
grandmother come off of. Me know who did fling the
wow.
stone in a 1865. Yes.
Woo.
Yeah, but when we,
Wow.
yeah, pick up RGD, they didn't
Mm,
ask me to do this. I didn't know I was going to say it, but it is very inexpensive, and you only need to know the name of one or two grandparents, and they will do the rest. But
I
my
need to
mother
do
and
that.
my father were such great chatterboxes that me could have tell RGD, say, no, look this or look this or look this. So it didn't take them long to find. And the point I'm making is as far back as you can go,
Mm,
and as far back as you recognize that I built this place, you become a part of history.
that's true.
History then is no longer something that you're a spectator to. History is what my father helped build Palisados Airport. My
Mm,
father was a builder. You don't
mm,
understand what me I try to tell you, say. My
mm,
grandfather went to Panama. So when we explore our family history,
mm.
we place ourselves as active contributors to our becoming and not just people who stand up on the sideline What
Mm.
Marley say, I look on and I watch them, I kill with leaders, and I say, whoa, and all of these things. We are part of that. And because we recognize that we are part of that, we also recognize our responsibility to protect it. My father was too young to have been an active participant in 1938. My father was born in 1922, so he was 16. But for him papa in a 1938, foot to foot, and for him papa come home and tell them the story about Wagwan, which part it a gone. And my father loved those stories and shared those stories with us. So I feel as if I've been around since 1938 for
Ooh,
how
I'm
the
gonna
story.
calculate it.
I mean, know how the story go. And so the things that we think are not important
Mm,
become so important to our children. Even the fact of who told us the story. You
that's
know,
right.
one of my great grand aunt that I never had the pleasure of meeting, but a cousin who knew her quite well, tell me about Miss Agatha, who the village used to call Magat, and I've
Mm,
written her into many of my stories. Magat was a cook. She did cook for the district.
mm-hmm.
And Magat observed that the children going home from school did look kind of hungry. They must have white squall at their mouth. You see how our stories preserve the language?
Oh
And
my
so
God.
Magyar now take it upon ourselves because there are many Jamaican country people who do this. Take it upon ourselves to make little drops and make little sandwich for them. And when
That's
them are
my
cross
grandmother.
and then look hungry,
Hmm.
right?
That's
Magyar
my
call them
grandmother.
in.
Yes.
And when them are eat, she tell them story.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Mm-hmm.
can't tell a story that Magat told you
Mm-hmm.
without saying this lady played this role in the village. You understand me? The
That's right.
backstory to the story becomes
Mm-hmm.
an important part of our cultural history and our social and cultural development.
Dr. Amina, we are gonna stick it right there, but when we get back, we're gonna talk about the language, the music, the reggae, the patois.
Okay.
So you're tuned into Motivational Mondays. I am your host, Fionia Sawan, and today's guest, no other than Dr. Amina Blackwood Meeks. And she is an advocate for preserving the rich tapestry of Caribbean culture as a means of connecting our roots, fostering cultural pride, and also inspiring the future generation. And I just want to remind you, Motivational Mondays is sponsored by Ionia Distributors LLC, the company that distributes my stainless steel barware sets. That's right here. My bags, my mugs, my travel mug as well. And they are also my motivational um, items that feature the title of my book. It will be long, but not forever. So please go ahead, get a book for your friends or get a book for a family member. Trust me, you will not regret getting a copy of my book. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, what are you waiting on? If you get to this far in the video, go ahead and tap that subscribe button. Also, let's get back into the discussion with Dr. Amina Blackwood Meeks. Let's talk about language. I remember when I first moved to this country and I was in the south. I was way in Alabama. And when I opened my mouth and talk, everyone like turn and look at me like, "Ooh, what's that accent from?" And they were like, for me, I was like, is it something wrong with me? But to them, it's like music to the ear. So let's talk about language. Back in the days, they would dismiss patois. Why you speaking patois? You need to be speaking the Queen's language. But is it acceptable now? And how this patois is shaping this generation?
Let me acknowledge this that I didn't know that I spoke three languages. I
Oh.
speak Jamaican confidently and clearly. That's three languages, but
Amen to that.
I didn't know I was bilingual. My
Mm,
godfather was a teacher, and he would pick me up in the mornings before I could walk, and I would sit on his desk while he taught.
mm,
So in those days, you're teaching English. So I'm learning English. And then I go home and I'm talking to my parents and I'm speaking Jamaican. So I didn't know. Many things are one language. Me just speak part of it to my godfather and the
mhm.
other part to my
To your
parents.
breath.
So I have never had any shame or embarrassment of speaking the language. I've always been able to code switch, as the linguists say, without even thinking about it. When
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Jamaica, when I travel, I make an effort to talk how people are going to understand me because them now going to understand if me code
Mm,
switch. So
mm,
I want to make that point that there are those of us who don't know that the language is something that we're to be ashamed of. Some of us just never learn it.
mm,
I'm in San Andres, and I'm here. San Andres is an island, an archipelago, San Andres, Providencia, and St. Catalina, that belongs to Colombia. So Colombia say. But
mm.
they're closer to Nicaragua.
Oh,
And
okay.
part of the agenda of the people in San Andres is to get their language to be accepted as a language of instruction, because they recognize how much it preserves their culture. I may have to say to them, you don't realize you're much further ahead than Jamaica,
Mm.
because I walk into a school and I see on the wall, cut off the water. Spelled like how the Jamaica language unit. I try get with it spell it. Cut off the
Cut out the
water.
water.
Yes. Respect your teacher. And I have to say, oh, I saw it spell. At that, Mr. Joseph Farkison and Professor Devanish, I try get with it learn and we are say it hard. And look on them people here. Have and in the schools that are okay, so some schools teach in Spanish and English. But when you walk into the school now upon Emancipation Day, you see Emancipation Day in Spanish, and below it, it in a them Raisa language, Emancipation Day,
Mm,
spelled just like how we are being taught in
mm,
Jamaica, and we're rejecting it to spell and to talk. And I'm saying, look at that. Here are people who are struggling to preserve their identity, and they don't feel belittled by the fact that they speak another language
mm,
confidently and clearly.
mm,
Why are we still made to be ashamed of it in Jamaica? Because it is not an accident, it is engineered. People
mm.
think, say, certain people have permission to talk patois because
Yes.
you have enough sense to know better. So
Mm.
them give Amina Blackwood Meeks permission. Them don't know say Caroline Cooper no have no sense, so then give her permission. That that little bumpy head girl when named Joan Andrea Hutchinson, Chuck, she did there follow Miss Lou, so give her permission. Me then go on, they don't know no better. They give the talk show hosts permission.
That's right. That's right.
They give the talk show host permission because sometimes the talk show hosts function as interpreters.
Mm,
You think so when the light and power company have something where them want to say, and the person call in and say, 3 weeks now me light lock off, this, that, and tada. And Mr. Gentleman say, all right, me I go call them. Them glad same can talk the language. Because
mm,
now they can say what they want to say through the talk show host. Because they want people to understand. If them did want us to understand, you see all that budget debate,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
then tell we how much we are pay and how much we are spend, and then tell we when we broke. and then broke down for us what inflation means.
Mm.
So there is a lot of duplicity, hypocrisy around the language. And
Mhm.
somebody said that one of the greatest gifts, and I consider it seriously, that Louise Bennett gave to middle class Jamaica is to get them to understand them helper. Them never used to be called helper then. But
Mhm.
she translate for them how them can understand their helper and how them can talk to her. And that is why at Miss Lou's funeral, one of them had the goal to say, but Miss Lou knew better. She went to a good school. And that is why we often forget the beautiful anti-colonial writings of Louise Bennett, the beautiful love stories that she wrote. And when the children them go to perform in festival, them ungle trace and I go on bad because it suits those people who want to say that a yaga yaga, but they have no yaga yaga mean.
Mhm.
Bubu yaga,
Mhm.
people who
Mhm.
talk so and them not know no better. And as they
Mhm.
talk, it match them behavior. And so we have all of these ways of justifying. Mm? We
Mhm.
justify it, you know.
Mhm.
And we forget to
Mhm.
misloaded right.
Mhm.
My dumpling, me gizzada. I
Mhm.
goes for you like how fly goes for sugar. And all of these things.
Jesus.
We forget,
Repeat
yeah.
that one. Repeat that one.
Me,
I
me, me,
goes.
me little love. I forget how the poem started, name love letter. But him a write one letter and him say, I goes for you like how fly goes for
Goes for
sugar.
sugar.
As I put my pen to paper and my pen nib start to fly, my remembrance remember the first day you catch me eye. You
Mm.
may just come off one trunk yard,
Mm.
one bus run cross your right, one truck go scoops cross your left side, and me
Mm.
stand up stiff with fright. Me mouth open, me jaw drop, me heart go boo boo. Something another in mouth drop, just like when jackass start yarn. My heart go boo boo, and I know what make me born. Who say? Who say we can't be gentle and poetic and loving in the language? A friend of mine
Yeah.
who's a principal said,
Smooth.
I say one of him teacher tell him say, she not teach the language, cause the language don't have in simile, it don't have in metaphor, it don't have in all of these parts of speech. And him said, that day there, her dress was not looking so pretty. Father forgive me. Come in like shame people about them clothes. Her dress, her dress was not looking so pretty. And him just look on her and say, keep on you, your favor hang pan nail. Tell me what. Tell me if that is not a part of speech.
It
Since
is
you
a
want to
part of
say
speech,
the
of
Jamaican
course.
language not having part of speech. And when Buju Banton sing, unification outnumber defeat.
Mm.
We even have parts of speech, figures of speech that not in anybody else's language.
Ooh.
When you say, me go down the road and boom, me see the boy and boom, me go around the corner and boom, me and I make four, and me just go so boom and splurt. Hello? Are four different things that
Oh my
boom mean.
God. Oh my God.
Are four different things that boom mean. It depends on the inflection. Where it have a question sign or an exclamation mark. Are the prettiest thing me know about are the Jamaican language. Because
Sweet music.
sweet, it's sweet, it's
Sweet.
but a language preserves how a people view the world.
That's
A
true.
friend of mine who studied
That's
in
true.
Russia and speaks fluent Russian told me that he was reading an article in a Russian text, and the article was about Jamaica. And in the middle of this article, there appeared a word he didn't understand. So him go back and him say, where this word come from? I don't know this word in a Russian. The word was overstand. They were
Mm.
writing about Jamaica and them couldn't translate overstand. It have its own meaning.
Oh!
context. And so them had to put the word overstand in the middle of the Russian text.
But let me ask you, do you think that we're at risk of losing parts of ourselves in the face of globalization?
That's a very good question. That's a very good question, that we have been made
Mm,
to be global citizens before we are local citizens.
word.
We're being engineered out of ourselves. And if language carries identity and we lose
Mm-hmm.
it,
Mm-hmm.
we lose a big part of identity in a world where, as we speak in August 2025, every war, every crisis in the world is being fought over people doing what? Protecting them identity.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
Protecting them identity. When the people them say, free Palestine, when them say Gaza, me have to say to myself, I saw Gaza pronounce like it have one H at the beginning and one
God.
H after the G.
Mm,
I saw it pronounce it true. Me never know that. So just by insisting that you call them by the names they choose to call themselves is
mm-hmm.
an act of affirming their identity.
Identity. That's right.
And our language does that. And our music,
Yes.
which carries
Let's.
the language,
Mm-hmm.
is such an important vehicle. I mentioned Buju because the first time I heard that song, Till I'm Laid to Rest, I said, where would you, how would you come to say
Till I lay to
unification
rest.
outnumber defeat?
Mm-hmm.
Unification is not a number. Our number that can outnumber something, then you can outnumber defeat. Where would you really talk about? And I spent hours
Mm.
figuring out what that could mean. Me understand it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then me had my students look on it and say, look what Buju just tell us about the value of being unified. Look
Mm-hmm.
up what unification mean and see
Mm-hmm.
if we not can challenge anything and come out victorious. Our singers, of course, all of them, whether it's in mental, ska, rock steady,
Into
reggae,
reggae.
dancehall,
Dancehall.
any of them, me tell you, said, them say some things in the language. They're
Hmm.
also multilingual. Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Marcia,
Mm-hmm.
Griffiths, the whole of
Marsha
them.
Griffiths.
Them
Yeah.
singing a English, them
Mm-hmm.
singing a Jamaican, and when them feel like it, them throwing little Spanish, them throwing Uhuru, and
Mm-hmm.
all of these things,
Wow.
as Rita
Wow.
Marley did. But they sometimes me grudge them. That bigger than envy, you know. Me grudge them. Me say, won't find them words they're from. There is a
Mm-hmm.
young man, you see,
Mm-hmm.
who me now go call him name. But as me go and talk, you're gonna know who me I talk about.
All right. Go on,
Because
talk now.
when he first came out, me did love him, you know, me love him. He was jet black. And him
Jet
had the
black.
most beautiful set of white teeth. And him used to perform in white hoodies. And he was a majestic sight. And just because him so majestic, me have to watch him. And when me listen to him lyrics, him have one song where say, the amount of weed me smoke, them call it high grade. Me roll off of me tear. For me say, where you get them dark humor, you know. Dark humor, but poetic. How come me can't think of them something there? Because I don't live in their community.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a part of the IKS, the Indigenous Knowledge
Oh.
System. Me not live in a one place where God teach me the wisdom of how me interact with it. And they speak and they sing in this way. Me used to admire Popcorn. He was another master lyricist in that
Mm-hmm.
genre. Me
Pure.
not tell us say me
Mm-hmm.
support them as sing say, you know. Me ungla say you have to look at the language and the creativity. For language, creativity, and lyrics that I love, the master remains the stepping razor, Winston Hubert McIntosh. You know him as Peter
Mhm.
Tosh.
Peter
You
Tosh.
know nobody who can write
Mhm.
like Peter Tosh. No.
Language goes hand in hand with a form of expression or like music. Jamaican music always told a story. How do these genres reflect the shift you have seen in the Jamaican music nowadays comparing to then and now?
Welcome to Jam Rock. Our music has always been social commentary.
Sure.
Our music has always been a university for
Mm,
so many people. When Bunny Wailer when I first heard Bunny Wailer singing Naya Bingi,
mm,
it was just to me what the Rastas would say at their bingi. Come to discover decades later that Naya Bingi was the cry of the Mau Mau warriors in Kenya. And me say, which part Bunny Wailer stay and hear that? A man who people say, him not like fly. Which
mm.
part him steer and teaching me about the cry of the Mau Mau people? When somebody else is sing and say, booyaka, booyaka, and me
And
had to
then,
go to South Africa
sure.
to go discover, say, that was the sound that
Mm,
they would make when the warplanes landed. So you would have know
mm,
what one, where we steer and
mm,
learn all of these things. So our music has always been a university, has
mhm,
always been a place of social commentary, and continues to be that. What is my problem with some of the music?
mm.
Me think that some things are sacred. Me think that me not need to know what you do in your bedroom.
Amen.
Whether you're man, woman, goat, rat, elephant, me not need to
Mm,
know. I think that when we lose the value of privacy, we're losing something sacred.
that's right.
Me think say when we sing about violence,
Mm-hmm. And
if you
gun.
have that kind of creativity and that kind of gift, and you're going to use it to promote all kinds of violence, we're not have to go into what it is now,
That's right.
then you are not fulfilling a divine responsibility. Maybe you
Mm-hmm.
don't think you have a divine responsibility, and maybe I'm putting that on you. And for the people who say that that kind of music does not influence anyone and should not be blamed for any antisocial behaviors carried out by anyone, I say to them, if you really believe that, you must not say that Bob Marley and the Wailers created music that uplifted our consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have one without the other. If
True.
the music is capable of doing good, it's capable of doing bad, and you must call a spade a
A
spade.
spear.
So it isn't just that, and I know that the creators of this modern form of lyrics and lyrical content say that they're reflecting a reality. And
Mm,
maybe they are. And I'm not going to argue about the chicken or the egg, which come first.
that's
What
right.
I would say is this: as an artist, do you just want to be a mirror that reflects what you see? Or do you also want to be a light that points to a different way of being? So tell me all of the bad thing where them where you see. But also leave me to question whether that is what I want my society to become, whether this is what I want my children to aspire to be. Let me walk away thinking that you have a vision that's further than your nose, and you can say, if I continue to produce these lyrics, what will Jamaica land we love be in 5 years time? So that's my, and I know people say Mentor did rude. Mentor wasn't rude, you know. Me say Mentor did that some rude song, you see. Girl, oh go. Girl, boy out, girl in a tree, I pick some ackee. Boy,
But guess
that
what?
me just
But
watch him khaki pants combine in the sand. But then I me have to imagine it now
yes, yeah, that's
in
what
my
I was
little
just
room
about.
set.
You have to add your meaning into it.
And me and my little rude
You
out
have
of
to
order sense
analyze
have to
it.
say, what did you say? What you say? And
It
you say,
wasn't
I was
clean.
only washing my khaki pants. What
Yes,
did you think I said? But no, yeah, tell me. And as the young people now say, yeah, tell me brawling. Is nothing
it's
private,
right there.
is nothing sacred,
Mhm.
and you don't care who is listening.
That's
I grew
true.
up when certain conversations were not for children,
Mm-hmm.
and now you have your little child on the same stage as you. I
Hmm.
receive all kind of forward because them are sing the same lyrics as you. And even when you say that your children are not allowed to listen to your songs, that means that you know something wrong with your song then. But guess what? Your children in the same class at school with other picnic who don't hear where you sing already.
Of course, and they're repeating it.
So even if you do not consciously believe that you have a social responsibility, you see the
Mhm.
social impact of that which you are doing.
That's right.
So
If you could bring back one cultural practice from the past, what would that be?
old people and young people are talk together. Me never know that me was supposed to cuss old people. I never knew that. I never know I was supposed to call anybody old and tell them go sit down. I never know that you could tell a singer saying too old, go sit down now and left it. Or a cricketer. And we've said that about our cricketers, about our athletes. Then you're too old for this now, man. I never knew
Mm,
that. I
mm,
grew up with old people being valued and valuable.
mm.
Nothing nicer than when they say, go on a country, go look for your granny or your grandma.
Granny.
I
Yes.
didn't know any grandparents. They died before I was born. But my
Oh,
mother always had old people in the house. You never know. So that's definitely something that I would like to see us engage with, an intergenerational bonding. What old people know, what young people know, what
mm-hmm,
we can teach one another,
mm-hmm,
and recognize that there is no divide. I try to do that in the books I write for children. I create books for children, and in each of my books, there is a young child talking to a grandmother or a grandfather about something. That is just so important. And the other day, maybe 2 days ago, I saw a TikTok. I mean, need to go find the young lady who say she a talk to young people now, and she want to know if them not realize that the whole of them in danger because the old people them are dead out.
mm,
And if you love dukunu, who are going to cook it give? For you not know how to cook dukunu. And
mm.
she listed a number of things that a younger generation has not allowed themselves to learn because of all kinds of reasons. And one of the
Distractions.
reasons, right, and one of the reasons is that they distance themselves from old people and say them nothing in
That's
politics,
true.
them nothing in music, them
Mm-hmm,
nothing in athletics, them
mm-hmm,
nothing in nothing. Them to come out of the office and make them run it. Them to come out of the school.
mm.
24
Push them
year
out.
old push them out.
Mm-hmm.
24-year-olds who don't know how to budget to buy a pair of shoes come to my TV and say, I am your wealth advisor. And how much wealth you have, please?
Definitely
So,
so.
so the link, the relationship, the human
Mm.
relationship, between all of the same age, because old people are sometimes not kind to old people. Women are sometimes unkind to women. Men are sometimes unkind to men, and any permutation of that. The relationship in post independent Jamaica, no good. We can't go no further or relate to one another like this. Cause who fat, who no
Mm,
have no pretty clothes,
mm,
who can drive the
mm.
fancy car,
Who
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 can go
look
and
hang up on nail.
no, it not good, it not good,
Mm,
it not good. So we need to fix all our relationships, but we also need to recognize the value of the senior citizens as an important part of
of
fixing
fixing.
those relationships. Yes.
Wow, that's powerful. What message or proverb would you leave with us about honoring who we are?
Cow never know the use and till he lose it.
Mm, word.
You see, if we ever lose we culture,
Mm,
we are gonna find out who we are.
mm.
So now make we end up like the cow. We then gone with him tail, gonna make ox tail up a foreign.
And they love the oxtail
Gonna make ox tail up a foreign. And we only have the ox and nothing tail.
and not the
And the
tail.
tail is such an important survival
Mm,
mechanism for the cow. No make us end up like cow and have to say, oh, that's why I had a tail.
mm,
Protect the tail right
mm.
now. Jamaica 63 and forward. Protect the tail.
Is there anything else that you want to share with us?
Me just think that you're such a tremendous example for your age
Oh,
group.
thank you. Thank you
Me
so
just
much.
think say, are you Ernest Smith write this song about keep on doing what you're doing, Sammy. Cause if you stop, you'll be ruined, Sammy. And we want to big up all of the young people
Thank
who are
you.
doing
Thank
wonderful
you.
things.
Thank
And my
you.
encouragement is form a community. Me not say
Mm.
form an organization, but hand per hand, make hand clap.
A hand clap.
When you
That's
buck
right.
up somebody else who are do something good, you say, yes, me
Oh,
glad
thank
you
you.
do that. Me glad
Yes.
because
Yes.
sometimes we only pass that way but once.
True.
And we pass that way but once to strengthen the person whom we have just passed. If we buck up again, more
Mm.
joy and more power. But you can't meet somebody one time in your life for the first time and you cut your eye. It's not
Mm.
gonna work. So hand per hand, make hand clap.
The impact that you left for me today, if me never think big, me start think big.
See it there? Big up yourself. Big up yourself. We give thanks.
Yes, definitely. So where can we find you on social media and what else you have going on? You
All right.
mentioned that you
So,
wrote books.
right. So you
Yes.
know that I have my time with Amina channel.
Yes.
My books are available on what is the name Amazon for those of
Amazon.
you Amazon. But hear what I said now, Fiona. I said
Yes.
my books are in all better many pharmacies in Jamaica, mostly in
Okay.
Kingston. I
Yeah.
have not yet explored out of Kingston. I'm going to make up the excuse of time, but it's an excuse, so I want to fix it in
Mhm.
pharmacies, in bookstores, and in Fimi Bookshop. And if you want to know the address of Fimi Bookshop, it's anywhere you see my car. Because I make sure, say, I have a supply of my books in a Fimi
In
Bookshop.
your car.
Yes,
No, no rent, rent free.
yes. Because when you stop me and you say, I may go to such and such a bookshop, I may not
And
see
you
it.
don't see
I
your
will
book.
say, see it
See it,
here,
yeah.
have it here. So,
Wow.
one of my books is being used this year as the Jamaica Library Service has a reading competition.
Oh,
And one of
nice.
my books is selected as a book that the children will compete to read from. So I'm very
Oh,
thrilled about that.
that,
Yeah,
congratulations.
thank you. I
Congratulations.
have books for big people too,
Oh, and
I have
they're all on
general,
Amazon.
I have, yeah, they're all on Amazon. I have general readers about the culture. There's one
Okay.
called Understanding Anansi. There's one called The Children Ought to Know. I just
Mm.
published a collection of plays for children's theater, but I am in love with my children's books. And you have to know, say, Amina does not admire her work. I am my worst critic. So when I tell you I love my children's books, I love them.
Oh, nice, nice. I definitely will be supporting, definitely will be getting a few books because I have a 5-year old and I want
Wonderful.
I want to pass on all that culture awareness because you can't tell that 5 year old that she's not a Jamaican, you know.
She is.
She
She
speak
is.
like a Jamaican, and trust me, mommy, am I not a Jamaican, right? I say, yes, you're a Jamaican.
You give her, yeah, man, from you eat the dumpling, you're a Jamaican. From you eat like we, make sure she eat plenty Jamaican
Oh
food
my word, she
because all of
love
that
it.
love and culture in it and
Hmm.
definitely makes her Jamaican.
Definitely. So thank you so much. And where on social media can we find you? Social
See, somebody has say
IG.
you never miss the water till the well run dry. Yes, Miss Jackie.
Miss
Right.
Jackie.
So my website is my name, AminaBlackwoodMeeks.com. What I have again, I have an Instagram,
You have Instagram.
right? And Tukuma.ja, Ntukuma.ja. And Tukuma is the name of
Okay,
Anansi's
I'm gonna.
firstborn child. And in the culture, he remains as brother Tukuma, but
Mm.
him name Ntukuma. What else I have again, Fiona? Help me, no
You
man.
have a Facebook. You have
Right, me
Facebook.
have a face.
Amina Blackwood.
Me have a Facebook. Amina Blackwood Meeks. And
Amina
then
Blackwood
I
Meeks.
have another Facebook that is called
Yes.
Anansi Soundsplash. And
Yes.
that Facebook is dedicated to my annual storytelling festival called Anansi Soundsplash. And that festival is held in November. So if you want to know what's
Where
happening
it is it in Jamaica? The festival is it?
in Jamaica, that's an excellent question you're asking because no
Yes.
people ask us if we can bring it like our Sunsplash tour. And,
Yes.
and we are thinking about it.
Oh,
It's an
nice.
international festival. We bring storytellers to Jamaica, and they're saying, can you not bring it to where I am? It's the third week of November, and it's all over Jamaica. It has 8 legs dedicated to Anansi,
Oh,
one leg
nice.
for each of Anansi leg. So one day name Anansi go to school. One day name You're So Welcome, you Joe. One name Anansi go to so the conference days. It has 2 conference days, and the rest are performance days. The conference days goes to a college, and we move it around. And
Mm,
Nancy goes school. Um, COVID taught us that Anansi should also be online. So one
mm.
of the legs we are online. So we
Oh, okay.
reach 1 year we reached 170,000 people. Because first of all,
Oh,
we just go to where we have been for festivals and say, look here, put up this for winner, please. And when we add it up now, 170,000 people are watch with that day there. We love ourselves. Right. So that's the festival that happens in November. So we have a Nancy Soundsplash, Facebook, Amina Blackwood Meeks, website, AminaBlackwoodMeeks.com, the IG, what name again? Ntukuma.ja,
Facebook.
Facebook, and the
Facebook.
time with Amina. The time with Amina.
Yes. On
Yes.
YouTube, Time with
On YouTube.
Amina. Yes.
Yes.
So make sure to check out all Dr. Amina's socials. That's Facebook. You can find her Amina Blackwood Meeks. You can also find her on IG. Remind us on the IG.
Ntukuma.ja.
Okay. And you also have a website.
AminaBlackwoodMix.com. Fiona, me no know how to manage all of them social pages there, you know. Because it take up time.
You're
You want to go on your
managing.
bed and you take too much stick and cut up your eyes
Catch
so.
up there.
Sometimes I say me can't bother. You know, say me can't bother, but me get up on my bother
But
because
you're
me see
happy, but I know you're happy get on with the
absolutely,
program. Definitely
absolutely.
so. Definitely. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you for
Amina
asking.
Meeks. There you go. Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much for being
asking.
here. You're
Yeah.
most welcome. And thank you for being here and continue to keep the culture alive and the teaching and the storytelling. Man, I was entertained the whole time. Oh my God, my face is tired. I was just like,
I laugh, yes.
it
God bless
was
you, and
great.
you continue to shine as well. Big
Thank
up
you so
yourself.
much.
All
Thank you
right.
so much. Appreciate it. This is
Yeah.
where we close Motivational Mondays today. On behalf of the entire team, that's Miss Keisha Hill, Public Relations Manager, and also Mr. Simon Ware. He is the production manager. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, Motivational Mondays is every first and third Mondays of each month at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and 6 p.m. Jamaica. So if you're in Jamaica, it's 6 p.m. So remember to tell your friends and family that it's every first, third at 6 p.m. Jamaica time. And if you already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you. Continue to spread my content wide and far. Okay, thank you. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting on? Go ahead and click that button and subscribe. And remember to get a copy of my book. It will be long, but not forever. Also, remember to get my t-shirts. They're in all different colors that you can think about. Remember to get my tote bags and everything else. And if you don't remember, just DM me wherever you scroll. So thank you so much. Walk good. This is Fiona. Walk good.
Walk
Bye.
good and good up you walk with you. Bless you.
Good luck,
Bless
walk
you.
with you.
Thanks for tuning in to Motivational Mondays with Fiona Salmon. Motivational Mondays airs every first and third Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern or 6 p.m. in Jamaica. And it's sponsored by Ionia Distributors LLC. Follow Fiona Salmon on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for info on future episodes and more.